Monday's anxiety is here. Semifinals week is all but over. Only one game left. Did you punch your ticket to the championship? Or are you sitting there looking at the matchups that broke your heart? Who let you down? Who cost you a shot at the title? What play, players, or decision is going to live rent-free in your head all offseason? Welcome to the fantasy football session, therapy session, because we fucking need it here on Club Fantasy, better known as Monday's Anxiety. Don't worry, we will be crying throughout the show. Not at you, but with you. Crying, and more crying. Drop those bright spots in the chat. Let's flaunt those wins. Also, what do you need tonight to earn your spot in the championship? Drop those in there as well. Don't forget, hit that like, hit that subscribe here on YouTube. If you're over on Apple, Spotify, any other podcast platform, make sure you hit that follow button so you don't miss any of our fantasy football content. And if you're like me, you need to get to the front of the line, hit that super chat. We will absolutely tell you what you should not be doing in order to win your championship. Also, jump over into our Discord. As Ryan likes to say, it is free. We talk a lot of shit. We give you a lot of great advice in there, unless you at me. But make sure you're at Ryan and at Josh for those.
Let me jump in there real quick. The Discord DFS server fucking smashed this weekend. It's a fun server to be a part of. Just throwing that out there. So.
Yeah, how do you like my Tennessee Titans defense call?
I pivoted, Josh. Thank you. Not that Cincinnati did terribly, but
Josh, when you drop that in there, I'm like, this fucking guy's an asshole for even thinking of it, let alone putting it out there into the universe. Well, and then it fucking smashes.
Yeah, Tennessee. So real quick, for those who don't tune into the DFS show every Friday, Chris, get out of the chat. I'm not going to do that. For those who don't tune into,
how do you block the chat? I need to know how to block. Chris Molina, how you doing?
Hey, Chris. For those who don't tune into the DFS show, I started a theory, and I get in my weird little theories. But my theory was in cash, where all you want is not the worst defense every week. You should play the minimum price defense every week. And I went and did the research. The median team defense every single week scored 7 fantasy points. On average, the cheapest defense on DraftKings every week scored 6.5 fantasy points. So you can just start the cheapest and use that cash to pay up at other positions. And as what brought us on this subject, Josh said, I love the Tennessee Titans defense this week. They were min defense salary on FanDuel, yeah. And they were only $500 more expensive than the Raiders on DraftKings. Excellent play by Josh. So,
yeah, props to you, Josh, on that.
I get a couple right every once in a while.
Yeah, for team defense for Josh is a big deal. So
you waited to the right time to get something right. I mean, that's
Josh. Well, because I told you I started Cincinnati, and I had a Cincinnati onslaught lineup in one of my tournaments. And so I was like, I have Cincinnati in my cash and in my tournament. And I didn't love that. And you said Tennessee. And I was like, oh, is there savings there? Well, they were the same price, but I still pivoted. So that way I was starting 4 different defenses in the 4 lineups I built. All 4 of my lineups cashed. But thanks to Josh, I cashed in the double up quite easily. So I appreciate it.
I was going to say, Cincy, they got all over Quinn Ewers. I started in our main Club Fantasy Dynasty League because we do start team defense in that one.
Yeah.
I started the Saints, and they racked up. That one, man.
The only stream of the week I got right this week because everything else was an enormous smack in the face, and that is why we are doing this show today.
Well, Ryan, that's exactly what it is, right? Why I just told the chat, drop the bright spots in. You're allowed to drop yours in too. You don't have to bring up the shit you missed.
Let's be clear. The thumbnail is something I got extremely right. Maybe the first time in this show's history where I will be talking about
dead on too,
an exact stat line.
I was, a little bit behind the scenes, how it's made in the kitchen. We have our own little group chat, and I immediately yesterday morning or yesterday afternoon, I guess it was about 3:30 or so. I said it's got to be so and so on the thumbnail.
Olave was your thought. So
Right. And
Which, great call, by the way. But we featured him all over this week. Like,
correct.
he was the smash play on Wednesday. He was one of Ryan's flex starts, all that stuff. Like,
but that was the reason, right? Like as a site, we nailed that call. We nailed Olave's call. Although, we nailed it. Ryan absolutely fucking smashed his call. So, Ryan, let's get into the show sheet a little bit. Let's go over the recap from yesterday, score recap from yesterday.
Yeah, we'll go all the way back to Thursday. We had a Thursday and a couple of Saturday games this week. Seahawks surprised the world with the 2-point conversion that was a fumble that was a 2-point conversion and beat the Rams in overtime 38-37. Eagles handle business against the Commanders 29-18. And then the Bears also surprised the world. DJ Moore, please and thank you. 22-16 in overtime over the Packers. Jordan Love goes down in that game. And then we get to the Sunday action. Chargers go into Dallas and smack the Cowboys. Josh actually called this perfect as well. Josh said if the Eagles win on Saturday, the Cowboys are done on Sunday. He was absolutely right. 34-17 for the Los Angeles Chargers. Vikings handle business against the Giants in New York. Well, in New Jersey, 16-13. Bengals beat the hell out of the Miami Dolphins, 45-21. More on that one later. The Carolina Panthers, as soon as I jump off of a bandwagon, they turn their shit around. This is exactly what I hope to see from them. 23-20, they beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, taking control of that division. Hooves New Orleans Saints continue to win meaningless games. 29-6, they beat down the Jets. Bills hold off the Cleveland Browns in a much closer game than anyone thought it was going to be. 23-20. Titans 26. The Patrick Mahomes and Gardner Minshew-less Kansas City Chiefs 9. Titans pull out a nice home win there for their fans. 34-20. Jacksonville goes into Denver and proves that Trevor Lawrence is the truth. Falcons 26. Jacoby Brissett 19.
Not bitter at all, are you, Ryan?
Not even a little bit. Texans 23, Raiders 21. Shout out to the Raiders for showing up in week 16 when I needed Ashton Genty to have his worst game of the year. He has his best game of the year. I'm in a bad mood today, folks. Steelers 29, Lions 24. Wild ending to that game. 28-24. The Patriots take down the Ravens after the Ravens decide to stop giving Derrick Henry the ball. And week 16 wraps up tonight. Home game for the Colts. Phillip Rivers at quarterback. They're taking on the San Francisco 49ers.
Jay, you're muted.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I muted myself while Ryan likes to go on his rant. A couple real quick things on those games, real brief. Wild endings throughout the weekend.
Yes.
Wild.
The amount of times Josh texted me wild ending to that game for random games throughout this weekend has never happened before. Yeah.
Because they were all fucking wild. We'll get more on that fucking horrible ass Bucs play later. But then there was something else that I wanted to bring up, and now I done forgot. So we'll just keep on moving on. Josh, the pour one out list is. Yeah, I know this was a new segment last week that you and Ryan.
Not really new. We did it last season too.
Well, yeah. I mean,
just only bring it out in the fantasy.
As far as this year goes, this was the new segment brought up starting last week for this season.
This list is wild.
I just went right on down. I was kind of thinking, like, you know what? Maybe they'll take some off, whatever. But you know what?
You can't take anybody off of this.
No, this is an indictment of your semifinals right here. Because
exactly right. This was the indictment of the week for fantasy football. This is why we fucking hate this game when it comes to this time of season. Yeah. Jackson Dart, 0 points. Jordan Love, injured. Go ahead, Ryan. I would be here for a fucking week.
No. You read this 6 mile list. Actually, let's go by Josh. You have this by position, right?
I have it by position.
Okay, stop after CJ Stroud, and I'll throw in some thoughts on
All right. So Jackson Dart, 0 points. Jordan Love, I believe he ended up with 4 points injured. Lamar Jackson injured, although it sounds like it's just a bruise. He should be okay. Josh fucking Allen, way to show up in the playoffs for us. 6.9 points. Jacoby Brissett, hero. League loser now, 10 points. And CJ Stroud, 11.5 points.
For those who did not pay attention, I watch on Red Zone. Jackson Dart, halfway through, I think, the third quarter, had not completed a pass yet.
They started the game with 15 runs.
They didn't throw a pass in the first quarter. Correct, Josh. I told folks, Minnesota has been very good against quarterbacks. In my wildest nightmares, did I not think that Jackson Dart was going to pull a 0 in 4-point passing leagues. What a disappointment.
I had 2 different leagues where I had to start him. One, he got me 1.02. The other, he got me 0.02. Just like I can't even, like, I had to make a decision between Kenny Gainwell and Jalen Warren in one league. Ended up going Gainwell. Like, both of them popped, right? But I could have very easily started Warren over Jackson Dart in a super flex spot, and I should have done it. And I'm kicking myself for it.
Yeah.
Since he became the starter, the least amount of yards rushing for him, single digits, 7 fucking yards.
Rough game.
Insane.
It feels like they're caging him. Like, they're protecting him from himself as they get to the end.
And then the announcers, I watched on Red Zone, but they had highlighted a good, like, 3-minute portion of that game. And the announcers were talking about this, like, great base the Giants have built. And I'm not going to sit here and, like, bury Jackson Dart, but, like, this isn't the game. What's going on in the background isn't jiving with your story right now. Like, maybe we cool off on glazing the Giants building when Jackson Dart has 0 fantasy points.
For the running backs, Kareem Hunt, 0. David Montgomery, 1. Travion Henderson gets injured with a concussion. Josh Jacobs, 4, though he didn't play a ton. Javonte Williams, 6. Bucky Irvin, way to fucking show up for your team. Well, it wasn't just his fault. It was, the whole goddamn team. Brees Hall, 8 points. Rico Dowdle, 8 points. DeAndre Swift, 9. Anything y'all want to add on the running backs that didn't show up for us?
The one thing I'm going to throw in for Bucky Irving is this is 1,000% a Bucky Irving problem. They are still using all 3 running backs, so I think there's probably still some lingering injury issues with Bucky Irving, but I'm never going to be truly upset seeing Sean Tucker get into the end zone, but man, did it kill some fantasy teams yesterday because nobody was starting Sean Tucker.
Yeah, exactly. And, like, honestly, I feel like since Bucky came back, I think he's only had 1 good game.
Yeah.
Here's where I'm going to disagree with you, Ryan. They gave the ball to him 19 times yesterday.
That's a good point. He didn't do what he needed to do. You're absolutely right. I just remember Rashad White broke that really long run up the left sideline, and then Sean Tucker, it seemed like was handling all the work inside the 5J. So.
Well, he's the biggest back.
Yeah. And he should.
But you're absolutely right. Yeah, I'm not making excuses for Bucky Irving. He had his damn chances. So.
Get Rashad White off the fucking team. He's fucking everything up for everybody, including real life football. Marvin Harrison Jr., 2 points. Christian Watson, 3 points. Brian Thomas Jr., 3 points. Why is there a fucking other Buccaneer in here? Oh, wait, because it's Ibuka, who gets you 5 fucking points. 2 targets, on 1 reception. That's all I got. Wan'Dale Robinson, 5 points. Drake London, welcome back, I guess, 5 points. Yeah. Deebo Samuel, 6 points. Khalil Shakir, 7 points. Oh, wait, there's another bucket on here. Okay, cool. Chris Godwin, 8 points. DK Metcalf, 8 points after punching a fan. Terry McLaurin, 8 points. Amon-Ra St. Brown, 9 points. Nico Collins, 9 points.
The only thing I was going to go in here is it appears this whole PCL injury thing where it lasts multiple weeks, that seems to have held true with Drake London. Even though his was like a heel injury and a PCL. So there's just a lot going on. Oh, no, Marvin Harrison was the heel. No, it was Drake London. I don't know.
Yeah, Marvin Harrison's a heel.
Okay. Well, I know it was supposed to be PCL for Drake London. Clearly, it didn't work out real well. Marvin Harrison was a decoy. Let's be very clear about what happened in that game. So
yeah, here's the one thing I will, because I did start Drake London in one of my leagues, and of course, it's going to lose. He did have 69% snap share, 8 targets. That tells me Kirk Cousins can still not get the ball to him, but that's fine. Whatever. Cool. Yeah. Tight ends, real quick. Theo Johnson, 0 points. Dalton Kincaid, 0 points. Travis Kelce, 1 point. And Gadsden, 1 point. Cody Parkinson, 4 points. Jake Ferguson, 4 points. Corsten Loveland, 6 points. Trey McBride, ghost. Darren Waller, 7 points.
It's like the tight ends just wanted to make sure we still hated them as we go into the offseason.
Pretty much,
they were building such goodwill as of late. And then it's like, hey, every flexing tight end you like this week, they all suck.
And
congratulations.
Trey McBride getting all these teams knocked out of the playoffs just to face Cincinnati in the championship week.
Oh, you understand what's going to happen next week is Jacoby Brissett and Trey McBride are about to combine for 80 fantasy points in your 3rd place game.
Let me just, I just want to point this out because, we're talking about Trey McBride right now. 8 targets yesterday. Guess who else had 8 targets from
Elijah Higgins?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Higgins went off.
Yeah, I watched that
He
game.
had a really good game.
Enough of the bullshit with these non-scoring tight ends, running backs, quarterbacks, receivers. Let's get into the chat real quick. Caesar, good morning, Monday Miracle. I need Purdy and Pittman under 17.25 combined. My other cash league made it to the championship. We're splitting the pot. Nice. Okay, that's you look. If you're even close to 50-50 on that, you may as well go ahead and split it.
I'm facing Joe, most likely, in our Dynasty Championship. Bet your ass I ain't splitting shit with him.
I mention this every year. I don't fault people who don't split the pot. I don't fault people who do. This is going to sound really, I don't want to say condescending. I don't play fantasy football for the money. I truly play it for my ego and winning championships. If someone offers a split, I accept 1,000%. I could be 100-point favorite and I accept the cash split. All I want is the championship. That's who I am. I'm not telling people to be like me. I'm just letting you know if you're ever against me in a championship and you want half the pot, just offer it to me. I'm saying yes.
That's because you got a sugar mama, Ryan.
That's fair. Again, I am very privileged, though we have no job right now. I am very privileged to be in a position where I do not play fantasy football for the money whatsoever. So
Zach, need Kittle to only get me 6 after the Puka ass whooping I took.
I am with that. Our whole chat needs the 49ers to fall on their face tonight, and nobody specifically mentioned CMC because I need CMC to have the most CMC game ever in my home league while everybody else falls on their face. So.
Easy.
Real quick. Thank you, Zach. The fuck we splitting pots for? Let's go.
And I get that side of it as well. For me, winning the championship is enough to ruin their day. So they can have a little bit of money to go buy themselves drinks while they watch me.
They get second place winnings for that.
That's right.
There you go.
Caesar, his buddy lost by 4 with Jackson Dart getting him a -4.
Oh,
wow.
I would never recover from that ever.
Well, it's like pre-show. I was telling you guys, I lost by 3.3. And it's because I didn't play Quinton Johnston and that.
Oh, I mean, we all have stories like that, but to lose by the exact amount for your negative quarterback is wild.
Right. Thank you for the lineup. 16-0. Let's fucking go. Opponent is up by 22, and he says CMC tonight. Quincy, I like it. McBride, Amon-Ra absolutely sold it in the Guillotine League.
My younger brother got in his first Guillotine League this week and just had such a great lineup. And Amon-Ra, is this my younger brother? That's not your name. These two guys killed him as well. So
Joseph says now he needs an absolute Monday Night Miracle of miracles. CMC outscoring JT by 23.
That could very well happen.
Hilariously, Joseph might have the same team as my younger brother because that it's not the JT thing, but he needs CMC to go off tonight. That was the first thing he texted me this morning.
Scott, get the Patriots DST next week.
I had them this week. Not a bad week. Just not enough to carry my bum-ass team, but I agree wholeheartedly. Get those Patriots against those Jets.
Scott's played Kenny Gainwell and Jalen Warren on the same team.
Kudos to you for having the balls to do that.
I was going to say, I did that in the quarterfinal matchup. Should have found a way to do it this week, but I didn't. So there's that.
Yeah.
And honestly, it all boiled down to because I started Colston Loveland because all the wide receivers were done. Otherwise, I would have just rode with Pitts in the tight end spot, and I would have started both of them.
Yeah.
And not really had the Jackson Dart issue, but fucking Colston. Goddamn Ben Johnson. That's my issue.
How do you
have no wide receivers and you don't want to throw to your fucking tight end?
You don't throw to your wide receiver tight end.
Yeah.
Really made it to the big game. Which wide receiver to trust? Pick one. London, Evans, Wilson, non-PPR.
Michael Wilson. And the Bengals have been, you know what? I take that back. I'm sorry. Mike Evans. Bengals have actually
PPR. Yeah, it's non-PPR. Being standard.
Yeah, it's Mike Evans. You need the touchdowns. Michael Wilson this week did, but doesn't score touchdowns. It's Mike Evans by a lot.
Yeah, that's your upside right there in touchdowns. Think about dropping Lamar for Trevor. I have Brissett. So at the end of the day, Trevor or Brissett this week.
The fact that you made it to your championship with Lamar says a ton. And if now you can pivot to the QB1, do it.
Yeah. It's going to be very hard to bench Trevor Lawrence. He seems to be on a new level of football playing over this last month. Yeah. So
he is the definition of league winner right now.
Yeah. Jacoby Brissett has the Bengals, should be fine. Trevor Lawrence just beat up on Denver. Now I'm going to say something I said last week. If you could beat up on Denver, you could beat up on anyone. Just like Jacoby Brissett beat up on Houston. He didn't fucking beat up on Atlanta. And I think it actually hurt him. Josh, you actually made a good analogy last week. Brissett did all of his damage in garbage time against Houston. There was no garbage time in this game. They were playing for the win at the end. And let's be clear, Jacoby Brissett struck in the moment, plain and simple.
Well, I don't know. Did you guys see the beginning of that game? I believe the Cardinals were up 16-3 at one point.
Yeah. So,
and again, you're playing from ahead. You don't know how to play from ahead.
Yeah.
And they have no running game to control the ball.
Correct.
The one thing that the Falcons did very well, and shout out to the Falcons defense if Millie's in the chat. The Falcons got their hands up and deflected so many balls. I swear they must have seen something on tape this week. It was wild how much it happened. So
listen, anytime Kirk Cousins plays the Bucs, he's going to go for 2 games, maybe 3, and be vintage Kirk Cousins. You like that? No, I don't fucking like that. Moving on.
Yeah, I know the world has to love Kirk Cousins.
I was going to say, now that is one start that I was happy about. Scott Fishbowl, I did start Cousins over Dak.
Good for you.
That paid off.
Well, I was going to say the world has to be real happy with Kirk Cousins taking a QB sneak when you got Bijan Robinson and Tyler Algier. That had to make fantasy quite happy. So
Bijan still got his touchdown. So
he did.
Good.
I mean, Tyler
Algier got stopped on the 1-inch line.
That was kind of a ballsy play by you. I don't hate it, but that was still kind of ballsy.
Yeah.
RJ Harvey finally having an actually good game, not just trash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's needed time to get comfortable in that full-time role.
I feel really good about RJ Harvey going into the 2026 season.
I agree.
So.
I agree.
100%. What do you guys think of 20 points PPR night for Jonathan Taylor? Do you think he can get there?
I think the only way that happens is if they get him involved in the receiving game, and that's not something they've done this season.
They have to.
Here's what I'm going to give you. I'm going to give you 5 for 30, and I'm going to give you 1 touchdown. So that is 14 fantasy points. The question is, can he pull 60 rushing? And it's going to be close, which is going to come up later in the show. I do think it's possible. I don't think it's likely.
Yeah, I mean, it's Jonathan Taylor. Of course it's possible.
Yeah.
But again, it's how much is the defense going to respect a 44-year-old noodle arm quarterback?
Yeah, when there's 8 in the box every play. So.
That's going to be the struggle for Jonathan Taylor. It was the same thing that was the struggle for him against Seattle.
Yep, 100%. I mean, he's getting, like you said, he's not involved in the passing game. He is somewhat,
but he's very capable as a pass catcher. They just don't use him that way.
It's so hit or miss.
It's been very, very limited. 2 to 4 targets a game, and that's it. That is it. I want to get over to the man of the hour, the man that's on the thumbnail, the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Ryan Weiss. Talk about your guy this week.
So I want to start by saying anybody who tuned into this show last week knows that I spent the last 10 minutes of this show shitting on Joe Burrow, going really hard. I hope I made myself clear that my argument was a dynasty value and draft cost issue. I was not knocking Joe Burrow, the overall quarterback. He takes too many sacks. There's too many interceptions, but the guy is a baller. And after Josh brought up the interviews, I went back and I watched some of Joe Burrow's interviews. And then more importantly, the thing that really kind of latched me onto this, there was an interaction between Zach Taylor and Joe Burrow on the sideline where Zach Taylor was trying to make Joe Burrow feel better about last week's game. And Joe Burrow was like, fuck that. This was embarrassing. We have embarrassed ourselves. And I said, oh, this guy is coming in hot. And now you are leaving freezing cold Cincinnati, Ohio to go to 80-degree perfect weather South Beach. So if you tuned in to our Wednesday show and then our Friday show and then our Saturday show, some guy may have mentioned, I had a gut feeling. Had a gut feeling that Joe Burrow
that one.
was going to go for 300 yards and 4 touchdowns. Joe Burrow threw for 309 yards and 4 touchdowns. That guy is a fucking genius. The good news for the rest of the world and my ego and this big old head of mine is that was the only thing I got right last week. I did start him in all of my DFS lineups, and I actually checked if I had just put money on Joe Burrow to go over 300 yards and over 4 touchdowns. The payout on that was only like plus 900. I think I didn't bet it. I mean, I would have been happy to take the money. Don't get me wrong, but 10xing my money wouldn't have changed my life because I wouldn't have put any real money on it. But yes, I perfectly called Joe Burrow's stat line, and I am very, very happy about that. And I'm very happy for Joe Burrow to prove that he still has a fighting spirit. He fucking needed that.
Yeah, he really needed that. And honestly, I think that performance, and we'll see what happens the next 2 weeks, probably saves Zach Taylor's job.
Oh, 100%.
The Bengals need to move off of Zach Taylor. He's not taking him anywhere.
Did y'all see the news? I believe it was Saturday afternoon, where allegedly the Miami Dolphins tried to trade for Burrow for first round.
That's not new news, though. There were literally reports about that during that 2020 draft.
Yeah.
I guess
I don't understand why this is it's literally a story because the Bengals are playing the Dolphins.
Yeah.
Is that what it was?
Vividly remember that story breaking.
I thought it was this offseason, I guess, is the way I.
No. It was when Miami was sitting at 5 and they took Tua, and the Bengals were at 1 and they took Joe Burrow. That was the time when they offered the 4 first-round picks, because that's when they had all those extra first-round picks.
Okay. All right. Now that makes more sense. But why is it coming out? I guess just like you
said.
Because
the two teams are playing each other. That's why.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Let's get back into the chat here briefly. Zach, who was that scared me off T-Law?
That would be one Mr. Joe Zolo, because in his eyes, he's never wrong.
Which one? Joe or Trevor Lawrence?
Joe.
Joe has his theory on first time starts in Denver and tried to push people off of Trevor Lawrence. And again, I stood fast with Trevor Lawrence. Josh actually helped me point this out on the show. Fantasy Pros had Trevor Lawrence as 15, Josh, was it? No, because I was 15 or 17. I had him at 8 and they kept yelling at me. And they were like, because when you hit submit on Fantasy Pros, they tell you people you're too far off of the ECR. I don't ever change it because of that. I'm just saying they tell you. So yeah, I was steadfast in that. I thought Trevor Lawrence turned a page. I was not expecting this kind of turn a page, but
yeah, QB1 overall.
Yeah. I even had the question in the Discord. I believe it was Thursday afternoon, because I had the choice between Lawrence and Stafford, and I was wavering back and forth on which one to start. I started Stafford, but I wouldn't have been hurt either way. So there is that. Chris, Brissett again this week. A little hair of the dog. That bitch.
I'm fine with Jacoby Brissett is going to. First of all, I made tough decisions that'll come up later in the show. Jacoby Brissett has to be my starting quarterback in some leagues. But yes, here's the fact of the matter. Quinn Ewers didn't look great, but he also didn't look terrible. And I think Jacoby Brissett's going to be just fine against that Cincinnati defense.
And this is what it boils down to. Is Brissett going to be playing from behind?
Yeah.
And the Bengals offense can make that happen.
Trone jumps in. I went up against a super team. Herbert, Amon-Ra, London, Henry, Chase Brown, Kittle, and Michael Wilson. Started with just a 37% chance to win, which dropped to 23% at one point. Currently down 6.22 points with CMC and Pinheiro to going tonight. Opponent has Kittle. I currently have a 65% chance to win to go to the championship game. What's his odds?
It is wild that our users. Yeah, it's wild that our users are in the same spot as I literally am in a game tonight. I'm down 15 though, where he has Kittle and Pittman, and I have CMC and Pinheiro. I think I'm out of it. I think you are walking into the championship, Sean. Congratulations.
100%. Yeah,
right,
CMC should cover that himself, dude.
You say that like our listeners don't listen to us.
I was going to say, it's very impressive that we have very similar lineups, and I appreciate each and every one of you for tuning in and dealing with this every week. But today I'm insufferable.
Who over here starts spreading the news? Do you realize?
Do we need to really pour dirt on the grave of the New York Jets?
Do you realize that after a 6-1 start, it is very, very, very fucking possible that the Bucs and the Saints can end with the exact same fucking record?
I do know that because Hoove has been letting us know how much we're winning quarterback.
Hoove, thanks. Olave Gainwell Barkley saved Trone. Love it, love it, love it. One team I have, McBride, is going to my finals.
Same. I got bailed out by just about everybody else, so I'm definitely in that boat. It also helped that Joel, who I went against, Lamar Jackson, kind of shit the bed. So
yeah,
Ryan, you said it earlier, and I know Josh brought it up, but this is how I would split the pot. I'm getting 65-70% if I'm the guy.
That's not the split. That's what first and second place is.
Yep. You want to offer the split? Okay, that means you're scared. I'm taking the wins. Let's just go ahead and split it now. We'll just play out the game. Ryan, you are
Yeah, when I was saying that Joseph has the same lineup as my brother.
up 15. I still have JT, and the opponent has Jennings.
Oh, you're up. No, I feel good for you.
I think you feel, that should get it done.
All right, one more, and then we'll jump back into the show sheet. Falcons and Rams are Monday night game next week. What an end to the fantasy championship.
So there is a I had convinced myself there was not a Monday night game.
There's not Monday nights during week 18.
Okay.
Yeah, it's week 17.
Wow. The main slate for DFS is going to be trash next week because there are.
Yeah, because there's 5 games between Thursday and Saturday.
Yeah. And then you're now throwing Sunday night and Monday night on there. That means there's literally 9 games on the main slate.
But the Christmas slate looks juicy.
And there will be a Christmas slate show that we're recording tonight for you folks. So
yes. All right, unnecessary shots of Rimplements, the injuries of the week. I'll list a couple of the big ones, and you guys can let me know which one is impacting your lineup long term. Quinshon Judkins, broken leg, done for the season. Lamar Jackson, back. Jordan Love, concussion. Malik Willis, Jordan Love's backup, shoulder. Travion Henderson, concussion. Pat Bryant, brutal fucking hit. Luckily, he only ended up with a concussion. And Gardner Minshew, torn ACL, done for the season. I don't know if that one really impacts outside.
Well, clearly it impacts Travis Kelce. Let's be honest here, because 1.6 fantasy points this past week.
Someone just called that out in the chat.
Yeah, damn. Oof, rough. I mean, obviously the biggest one here is Quinshon Judkins. I mean, he's the starter. I think everybody else, although I will say Saturday, Baltimore at Green Bay could potentially not have either starting quarterback.
Wow.
Green Bay may not even have their backup in Malik Willis, who suffered a shoulder injury that game too.
Enter Matt Ryan.
That Saturday night game could get real interesting really quick.
The only way that would be better is if it was the Colts and Green Bay.
Yeah. Travion dealing with a concussion. How many guys are clearing concussion in 1 week?
Well, and so that's what someone brought up in the chat is, and we'll get to the question a little bit later, but they want to know how to handle Travion Henderson. We'll get to that question in a bit. But so far, I think there's been 2 guys this season. I've been paying attention from, 10,000 feet out. I think there's been 2 guys who've gotten a concussion and played, and one was CeeDee Lamb when he had that long week. So,
yeah, it's kind of been the theme here lately, or at least for this year, is if you get a concussion, it's usually going to be 2 weeks. They're not letting them right back in the lineup, and that's probably a good thing. That's probably a good thing. Remember, if you're liking what you see here, what you're hearing from these 2 knuckleheads, hit that like, hit that subscribe over here on YouTube, Apple, Spotify, any other podcast platform. Hit that follow button so you never miss any of the content. Also, super chats are available if you would like to do that. Ryan would love to take your money. And be sure to hit that Discord. Hit our Discord. It is free. We are always chatting over there as well. Let's jump back into the chat questions real quick. Norris, guess what, guys? I made it to the dance. Was able to overcome the Josh Allen stinker and the Travion injury. Interesting.
Wow.
That's pretty damn good.
Yeah,
I'll come right back to him. He now has to pick between K9, Travion, or Ramondre as his running back 2.
I'm probably just going to go Kenneth Walker. I mean, he put in the work last week, and then you're not gambling on what you don't know with New England. So,
yeah, K9 gets the Panthers, and Ramondre gets Houston. No, wait, excuse me. No, Ramondre gets the Jets.
Ooh. Could be a Ramondre looking for a new job type game.
I was gonna say, yeah, that's honestly close. I'd probably still lean Walker over Ramondre, but ask me again later in the week.
Yeah, that's gonna be an interesting call later on. Joseph, the guy I was hoping wins in the semis is up by 14, going against Pinheiro. Can he hold the lead?
I'm sorry to say he can't. I have it on good authority that Eddie Pinheiro is going to kick 6 field goals tonight and 2 extra points when CMC scores 2 touchdowns, because that's what I need to win my home league. So no, he lost. I'm sorry.
Pinheiro's not scoring 14 fantasy points.
He's scoring 18.
Keenan lost this week, brokenhearted. Still have a shot at 3rd place for a $50 bill. I like it.
Absolutely.
Quincy, I have Waller. I'm dropping Parkinson.
Yes.
I see Schultz on waivers. AJ Barner, Strange, Theo Johnson, all on waivers. Who are you picking up, or are we staying with Waller?
Josh, I don't have the schedule in front of me. Who does Jacksonville? Oh, Jacksonville's Indy. I'm probably going Brenton Strange.
At Indy.
Jacksonville's Indy. Theo Johnson gets the Raiders. Colby Parkinson gets the Falcons. You were not touching him there.
Nope.
Dolphins. Where are the Dolphins? Dolphins get the Bucs. So Waller, they're staying in Florida.
Theo Johnson gets the Raiders.
Yeah, I said that already.
Theo's interesting.
Honestly, at this point, I don't know how you can trust them if they're putting the reins on Jackson Dart like that.
It's Brenton Strange.
Yeah, it's Brenton Strange.
Why are we so far just discarding Dalton Schultz here?
Because it's Brenton Strange.
I think I'd roll Dalton Schultz, honestly.
I'm going to take
he's the most consistent part of that passing attack. Yeah. I know it's against the Chargers, but I mean, literally, these two teams are fighting for not only playoff spots, but also the potential at the 1 seed. Yeah. Like, there's 6 different teams in the AFC that can end up finishing as the 1 seed.
It's the CJ Stroud for me is the reason why. He's just so inconsistent.
I mean, Josh has a point. Far less competition for targets because
Trevor Lawrence Nico Collins and Schultz right now.
Trevor Lawrence is spreading that ball around like crazy.
Parker Washington had 6 catches for 148 yards.
Well, that was also because Jacoby Myers got taken out of the game. It was the other slot.
Brian also called that one this week.
No, I was high on Jacoby Myers. I said Brian Thomas was going to get taken out of the game. I did not expect to see Surtain on Myers as much as he was. That was wild. That the respect that Jacoby Myers has earned is wild. That they're like, no, we're going to not worry about Brian Thomas. We're going to worry about Jacoby Myers.
Fantasy Lab, Ryan is a ball knower. That's why he's bang on with T-Law. Much respect.
I just want to give a shout out to Fantasy Lab. He has been in the chat the last
Fantasy Lab is the extra host on all of our shows, right?
Yeah, he's been chiming in on questions and stuff. Shout out to you, homie. Appreciate it.
Yes. Sprock, please tell me McBride is going to bounce back.
He is, and it's going to be glorious. And your third place game, Spock, is going to be the best game of year.
Actually, if I'm not mistaken, Spock has him in a pretty loaded dynasty roster. I'm hoping that somebody was able to carry you to that championship.
So yeah.
It's not even Brissett's fault. The Falcons shut down McBride. That won't happen.
Well, and I also think too, there was a part of it where because Marvin Harrison was there, it almost threw off everything with Brissett because
I promise you, Josh, I was watching that game and thought the exact same thing. I'm like, this fucked rhythm all the way up.
Because he's just used to, hey, Michael Wilson, you're down there somewhere. Like,
worked out for that touchdown.
Yep. I want to bring this one up before we get into the shot of espresso. For my QB2 spot, should I start Lamar if healthy or Stroud?
Tyler Shook.
Shook, that's what it is. I don't know. Why can't they just spell it like Shook? Why do you got to spell it Shrot?
I think I'm going to go Shook too.
Yep.
I mean, fuck.
I've been off the Lamar train for weeks now.
Lamar's been off the Lamar train for weeks now.
This is true.
Yeah. Lamar is, and you don't give the ball to Henry either for the last 13 minutes of the game.
After he scored that fourth quarter touchdown, he did not touch the ball again the rest of the game.
2 touchdowns.
They had a 10-point lead at that point. Like John Harbaugh, it just seems like he is done coaching the Ravens.
I was just gonna say, is he trying to get fired?
I don't get it.
Insane. Let's get over to shot of espresso. Quality performances got the juices flowing. I will give you a few of the honorable mentions, and then we will highlight our players. Honorable mentions: Chase Brown, great day. Jalen Warren, Kenneth Gainwell, RB1s on the week. RJ Harvey, Tajay Spears, Chris Olave, George Pickens, Parker Washington, Stephon Diggs, what a day. Zay Flowers, Cortland Sutton, Quinton Johnston, cost me because I didn't play him. Harold Fannin, Kyle Pitts, yet again. Juwan Johnson, and how dare us forget, for Hoove, Tyler Shook.
He should have made the list. I typically go by like the top 5 or 10 guys, and he did not. Yeah, I don't think crack that.
No, and the reason I threw him up there is 100% because of his first 300-yard passing game. Yep,
and we owe him that respect for Hooves.
I was gonna say, didn't he throw for 300 in like the first half?
Yeah, it was something like that.
Like they came out slinging. They basically said, Audric Estime, you suck and can't run the football.
It wasn't quite the first half though, because he got his touchdowns in garbage time.
Yeah.
Well, touchdown. For some reason, I thought he threw 2 to Chris Olave. One must have got called.
No, the other one was Taysom Hill.
Oh, Taysom fucking Hill.
That's
right.
what cost me my bets, because I had Tyler
this.
Shough for 1 or 2 touchdowns.
If I wasn't so depressed and despondent about what happened to my fantasy teams yesterday, this whole show would have been anti-Taysom Hill, because why are you waiting until week 16 to
Because
pull this
he's a 36-year-old quarterback coming off of a torn ACL, and his potential last game is a New Orleans Saint.
Cool. You've ruined everything.
Thank you. Ruined fucking everything.
Yeah, Taysom Hill, we all thought Taysom Hill was dead. 1-for-1 completion, 38 yards and a touchdown, 12 carries. The leading rusher.
Yeah.
For
He's
them.
the first player in NFL history, if I'm not mistaken,
don't make excuses,
to have
everything.
over 1,000 yards passing, 1,000 yards rushing, and 1,000 yards receiving.
Yeah, let me be clear. I am not a Taysom Hill hater. My biggest issue with Taysom Hill, and it's been my issue since I started Stream of the Week, he is a running back. He is not a tight end. Maybe he's a quarterback. He is a running back in fantasy. He should have never, ever been listed as a tight end. My only issue with Taysom Hill.
Yep.
Josh, who is your shot of espresso?
I'm going to start with Ashton Genty, because it feels like we haven't talked about him in 2 months.
We have, not positively.
Right.
Fair. But I first want to apologize, because we got some start-sit questions about Ashton Genty. And I think all but one, it was anybody but Ashton Genty. And the only one we said start Ashton Genty was when somebody was asking Audric Estime.
Michael Carter, Audric Estime. We're like, just go with Ashton Genty.
Don't get too cute. It's Ashton Genty. But look, this is why we were fading Ashton Genty. The Raiders had a 12.5-point implied team total. Ashton Genty himself scored 12.
Wow.
24 rushing attempts, 128 yards, 1 touchdown.
Got
2 targets, 1 catch, 60 yards, and a touchdown. All this to say, where the fuck was this all goddamn season? This man is built for volume, and you cage him like a rabid lion. What are we doing? This is where you unleash the lion, and you don't wait till week 16 to do it. Fucking twats. He's the first player since Lamar Miller in 2015 to have both a 50-plus yard rushing touchdown and a 50-plus yard receiving touchdown in the same game. And this came against the Houston Texans. Yeah, fun side note, Lamar Miller's previous team. The 7th best fantasy defense against running backs on the season. One that has allowed only 73 rushing yards per game to opposing running backs, which was tied for the 3rd fewest. It's crazy. It's almost like the guy is good at football or something. So let's say, for the love of God, Raiders, please get this man an offensive line and a competent play caller in 2026. Because I can't keep watching wasted talent. I can't. This man is good at football. Please. There's my rant. It's over.
It's a good rant.
Yep. Very, very good rant. Very good rant. Ryan, who's your guy?
So this is where I was going to express all of my fantasy regrets. And this is about my home league. As most of the people who watch the show know, I play in a ton of leagues. But my home league is 19 years old. I've only won the championship one time. All season, I have been riding with Justin Herbert, as I should have been, who is my guy, by the way. After he had that pathetic game and then went into the bye and then got hurt, I was lucky enough to grab Jacoby Brissett. So this week, I galaxy brained it. Now, again, I was always starting Jacoby Brissett, but I wanted to be higher on Herbert than the consensus because it was Dallas. But when I say I galaxy brained it, I literally, I had picked up Brian Robinson last week. I had no kicker on my roster. I dropped Justin Herbert to pick up a kicker and started Jacoby Brissett, and it's going to cost me my game. But more importantly, I just wanted to remind folks that Justin Herbert is good at football. Josh, this might have been who you were thinking of where he had all of his stats in the first half, because Justin Herbert had 3 first half touchdowns and did not score another touchdown the rest of the game. But that's because they really just didn't need him to. 23 of 29, 80% completion, 300 yards, 2 passing touchdowns, no turnovers, another 42 rushing yards. In fact, if I click this button here, am I right? Justin Herbert, I thought he had the most rushing yards by a quarterback on the week, but surprisingly, Shadur Sanders had 49 yards this week. So
yeah, he
anyway,
had a couple big scrambles.
Yeah, regardless, Justin Herbert, it's a hand injury that is slowly getting better. He is still a very good quarterback. And like I'm going to say a lot with this show for the next couple of weeks, it makes me very happy for what we're going to get out of Justin Herbert, because the general temperature of the fantasy community is not on Justin Herbert. And what I mean by that is he is very likely going to be one of the last 3 quarterbacks drafted in a 12-team league again next year. And I'm going to eat that shit up and continue to draft him late. This kid has turned a corner, and I am very, very impressed with Justin Herbert.
Well, and it's because everybody falls in love with the rushing, right?
Yep.
So that's why Lamar is there. That's why Josh Allen's there. That's why Jaden Daniels, Jalen Hurts. I think you can even next year we'll probably be throwing Jackson Dart, maybe even Drake May into that conversation, right? So now you're getting at, okay, QB8 is where we start to actually look at quarterbacks. Like Joe Burrow, right? Like, is he going to be up that high? Justin Herbert, is he going to be a top 10 guy? How's Patrick Mahomes going to come off of that injury? Can Baker bounce back? Because we've seen how good he is. Like, there's going to be so many questions. And again, it's going to go into the offseason. Wait at quarterback, because there's 20 guys that can start for you in any given week.
Exactly.
So,
yeah. And it further cements, and I know he did not have a good week this week, but it further cements that it's Josh Allen and then it's the rest of them, plain and simple. So,
yep. My guy this week, we kind of hit on him a little bit earlier, but do y'all hear that? That's somebody touching Trevor Lawrence right now, and he's burning them the fuck up. He helped me win, or helped me get to the championship again this year in my C2C league. Back-to-back weeks as a top 2 QB. Top 4. He is QB 4 right now in PPR. Back-to-back weeks as a top 2, like I said, 12 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, 1,096 since week 13. 8 for 112 and 2 on the ground since week 13.
Yeah.
This is the Trevor Lawrence, the T-Law, as we want to call him. We wanted him to be this guy since he was drafted 4 years ago. Listen to this. 6 QB1 weeks since their bye week in week 8. Wow. In fucking insane. Oh, and it was against Denver, the number 1 defense in the league, right?
In Denver.
In Denver. In fucking.
We've hit on it a bunch, and I just want to reiterate. What a fucking addition of Jacoby Myers to make this offense click. And then when
they
you
locked him up too. So now they've got him, Travis Hunter coming back, maybe Brian Thomas Jr. I don't know. Maybe they look to move him. I don't,
it seems like the South goes through Jacksonville for a little while. So.
100%. And Josh, you said that the other day, and I immediately responded like, there is no reason to have Travis Hunter on the offensive side of the ball. Let him do the fucking defense. You've got 3 wide receivers. If you count Parker Washington playing the slot, you can put him in the slot. You run Brian Thomas and Jacoby Myers, which I know is better in the slot than he is on the outside, but still, you have.
He needs to be a full-time corner, and you let him play 7 offensive plays a game. So,
and we've saw this in college with ETN, and we've seen it in the NFL over the last couple of years. He can be involved in the passing game as well as the rushing game. So now you have basically, we'll talk about it later on, but the Bucs with all the wide receivers and a good receiving back. That's what. And Liam Cohen, what the fuck? Hello.
And you have to almost consider the relationship between ETN and Trevor Lawrence probably means there may be a discount given there if they want to lock him up. So like, I like this team a lot moving forward.
I think for ETN, you're probably looking at like Kieran Williams' contract. Like 3 for 36, 3 for 33, somewhere around there.
And they should be able to afford that.
I agree. I think they should.
100%. Let's get back over to the audience questions real quick. The chat, is popping. I want to thank you, Travis Kelce, 1.6 fantasy points.
Rough. And here's the thing is like, I don't know, because Gardner Minshew got hurt so early, like maybe that changes. Maybe it's 4.6, but it's not 1.6, right? Like you bring in a third quarterback, a guy that's been on the practice squad for like 3-4 years, whatever it's been, has seen no game action at all, no reps with the first team. I mean, at that point, you just have to shut down Travis Kelce, and that's it.
Yeah.
Rudy wants to know Herbert, Dart, or say his name. Shuck.
Like
shuck and corn.
Shuck the corn.
Herbert?
Oh, it's Justin Herbert. I'm not betting Justin Herbert.
I mean,
it's Herbert, Shuck, and Dart. That's probably how I'd rank him right now.
That's exactly how I'd rank him.
Okay. Yep. And Lab says, yep. Do I drop Henderson for Stevens this week because it looks like he might be out?
Fantasy Lab kind of gave the best thing on this where they said, is there anybody else you can drop? Because it's such a good matchup. If Henderson does play, it's unlikely Henderson is going to play. You need to get Stevenson. That needs to be your number one waiver priority. So
I would agree.
Walking into third, one league, battling for fifth in my main and going to war for first in the work league next week.
Hey, as important as home leagues are, that work league is 1B in that.
You guys spend 40 hours with those fucking people.
That's what I'm saying.
Win that league.
Yep. And
sometimes more than 40 hours.
Zach, as soon as you win that, you need to head over to Trophy Smack, get you a belt that way you can walk around it with that belt on your shoulder for 40 hours a week and rub it the fuck in. Niori says, if Rashid even startable against the Broncos,
you can no longer play a single Kansas City Chief.
Yeah, not with a third string quarterback.
You can drop them. I started this strategy a few weeks ago where I said, set the trap. Let somebody else go play Rashid.
Unless it's a keeper league.
And that's
certainly, yeah. Do not give up on Rashid Rice in a keeper league.
And that's what it sounds like. He's playing against them.
Yeah.
So, Josh, thoughts on the sleeper league for Knucklebuster?
Yeah, Joe set up this sleeper league in the offseason. Wanted to kind of try his hand at commissioning. I think he's done some really good stuff. I did not fare so well in this league, like at all. I got crushed by injuries. Yeah, I don't know. Keep it up, Joe.
Maybe what we do is we in the Discord we'll build a separate channel,
a commissioner chat. I think that's a great idea.
Yep. Trone, Dart has scared me. I'm considering starting Bo Nix versus the Chiefs, or 100%. Could also pick up Tyler Shuck from waivers, who plays the Titans. I have Olave. Is he going Bo Nix or Tyler Shuck?
I like Shuck. This Chiefs team is no longer this Chiefs team. It is over. It's Bo Nix. They are playing for something. It matters. So
yeah, it's Bo Nix. Especially after losing to Jacksonville, they need to get back winning. Yep. It's Bo Nix.
Yeah.
All right. Would you drop Rice or Ibuka for Stevenson? You can drop Ibuka for
championship. You can drop either.
Either or. Absolutely. Yeah. You're not playing either one of them as long as this is not a keeper league. Personally, I drop Rice. I don't think Rice plays. I think this is the easiest drop ever. What incentive?
Ain't playing for fuck either. So
there's that too.
Yeah, Rice has they have no like coming off a concussion. That's why he missed. He missed this week. Yeah. Why bring him back with a third string wide receiver?
Yep.
Or third string quarterback.
This is audition season. Every underling on the Kansas City Chiefs, which are all old men anyway, needs to prove that they have Tyquan Thornton might actually come back this week, but Rashid Rice will not.
Yep.
Fantasy Lab opponent has dropped Woody Marks for Jahar. I can get Marks off the waivers and steal it from him.
That's not scummy. First of all, Woody, that was a terrible decision by your opponent, and now you punished the hell out of nothing scummy about that at all.
Chris's last matchup in season long is to be decided tonight. He has Kittle. Right. Father-in-law has JT. He's up by 6. He has a 1% chance or a 2% chance to win.
I think Kittle can very easily outscore JT.
I think Kittle is going to get 1.6 fantasy points, and I don't care what JT has, but Kittle can't get 6. I need to win, Chris. I don't think you understand how important this is. So, no, you've lost. I'm sorry.
I mean, listen, I think Chris is going up against his father-in-law. This might be the only chance he has to win.
I'm going up against someone I met in fucking first grade and has been my friend since then. And he's never won a championship. And I want his life to be fucking miserable. I need to beat this guy. Sorry. Fuck you, Terry.
Now I get it. Again, Ryan asked me yesterday, hey, you're going to be back, right? So you can host and I can cry all game.
I am an angry human being, plain and simple.
Fantasy Lab's up by 19 right now. He has Eddie P, and his opponent has no one.
Then you're winning by 37.
What are the...
I'm sticking with this bit. If Eddie Pinheiro kicks 6 field goals tonight, which I will have money on, you will never be rid of me because 1, I will have won, so my mood will have changed dramatically. And 2, to get this right this week, whew,
God, Ryan will be insufferable.
You better hope Eddie Pinheiro does not make 6 field goals tonight. Anyway, congrats on your win.
Yeah, that's so good. No, but I started Mariota or Goff this week. Wasn't going to, but I forgot to change it.
I had one of those this week.
Goff was always the play for me.
I had one of those this week, though. It didn't work out one way or the other. Let me be very clear. But I thought Josh Jacobs was out, so I threw Emmanuel Wilson in. If I forgot to go and take, I would have not started either one of them. I would have started somebody else. It still wouldn't have mattered. But what I'm getting at is I did the same kind of mistake because I'm in too many damn leagues. So,
yeah, Goff was always the play. We were hyping him up throughout the week.
Yeah, I was a little worried about halfway through that game.
Yeah, it was definitely a lot of garbage time, 100%.
Yeah.
So.
Keenan, appreciate you guys with all the help this season, and happy holidays.
Happy holidays. Always happy to help,
man. Craig. Hi, all. Josh Allen messed up my team. And
he did a lot of teams.
I originally read this as Josh messed up his team, and I was like, oh, damn. But
yeah,
now,
no, if Josh messed up your team, call him out, please.
Yeah. Exactly.
Still like 90 points behind. Does he have a chance with Kittle and Jennings still?
With your 90 points? No.
Not 90.
Oh, Nugget Buster. Hard ball to the Raiders.
That would be interesting if they actually do fire and move off to John Harbaugh.
I don't think the Raiders are moving on.
Yeah. Shout out Bijan Robinson, RB1, rest of the season.
2,000 yards from scrimmage this year. Damn it. I'm so mad because Bijan was my RB1 heading into the season. If they would just give him Tyler Allgeier's touchdowns, he would be that. I'm so pissed.
So good.
Here's an interesting one. Did J.K. Dobbins lose his job for next year?
Well, considering he's only signed a 1-year deal, he doesn't actually have a job for next year.
Yeah, it's R.J. Harvey, and they'll add another back in the draft. J.K. Dobbins is done.
And because now R.J. Harvey's the old guy. Because, he'll be 25 next year.
Yeah, older rookie.
And Quinshon Judkins starts actually getting used in the receiving game.
Yeah, it's rough.
Yeah, hasn't Dylan Sampson been out the last few weeks?
He has.
Probably why they've been using him in the receiving game. But
I mean, the Browns are going the way possibly of the New York Giants. You had solid pass rush on defense. You maybe found your quarterback, but everyone around him's hurt, so it doesn't matter.
Yep, pretty much.
Shout out to fucking Harold Fannin, though. That guy is a football player. Lined up at fullback and ran in a touchdown this week. Hell yes.
Love that kid.
Cap for life. Semifinals up by 22 versus CMC tonight. And I need 23 from Jawan Jennings to win my other championship.
Well, I'm going to give you the 23 from Jennings, but unfortunately for your 22 against CMC, I'm picturing him around 40 tonight so that I can win my home league. So you've lost.
And Jennings is not getting 23 tonight.
I'm not against Jennings getting 23, and I don't think it's even impossible with that guy.
I was going to say, I don't think it's impossible either, just because they target him so much in the red zone.
And Indy has no secondary. So.
Yeah. That's going to be interesting.
Need CMC to score 22 or less.
4 or less.
Doesn't matter. He lost anyway. How are you out here with the San Francisco logo and your goddamn icon and talking about CMC scoring fewer than 24 points?
It's the fantasy football world we live in.
Yeah. It is. Yes. Yep. Probably an unpopular opinion, but I'm not touching Mahomes with a 10-foot pole next year until he proves me wrong.
All I'm going to say is, this is going to sound awful. He proved you wrong already.
I was about to say, what did he need to prove? He's the QB3 in points per game, Zach.
Balling.
And Fantasy Lab has it dead on.
He does and he doesn't. I've been spending a lot of time thinking about this. I'm a huge Chiefs fan for folks who don't know, and 100% a bandwagon fan. Just love. I've always loved Andy Reid. I want to be very clear. I love Patrick Mahomes. I love Travis Kelce. I was not born a Chiefs fan. I root for that team. I wanted to make that same comparison. The difference is Tom Brady treated his body. That was hilarious, by the way. The comment. Tom Brady treated his body like a temple and was built like a Greek god. And Patrick Mahomes is a dad bod. And if Patrick Mahomes comes back from this quickly and in good shape, he will have proven something to me. Because right now, this is going to sound awful because I do like the guy. Patrick Mahomes is getting by on arm talent and brain power right now. He does not seem to care about his body. And now he has to prove me wrong. So, well, and that's what Zach's actually.
But you know what, though? When Brady first came into the league,
that's true.
He wasn't a Greek god either.
That's very true. Yeah, he's a skinny little punk. So, yeah.
And
Mahomes is a fat big punk. So,
see, the reason I didn't know how to say Shook's name is because every time he did something good, the announcers were talking all the shit that the Bucs were doing. Look, he actually didn't do anything good.
Gator, this is the easiest way for you to remember how to pronounce Tyler Shough. Because every time he does good against your Bucs, you yell, fuck, and it rhymes, okay?
There you go. All shucks.
All shucks. I like that. That's
good. Would you start Stevenson or Swift this week?
Josh, will have to remind me of the schedule. I did not bring that up.
Oh, let's see. Who do the Bears have? The Bears play.
This might actually be faster.
Bears play the 49ers on Sunday night. And Ramondre gets the Jets.
Yeah, it's Ramondre.
I'm going Mondre. No matter if Henderson's back or not, Mondre is going to see a good workload. I'll go Mondre.
Yeah, I think I would go Stevenson as well here.
Buka playing for Offensive Rookie of the Year. Maybe. No.
Uh-oh, you forgot a name here, Fantasy Lab.
Tyler Shough is currently second best odds, I believe, to win Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, put that in the Discord if y'all want to go jump in the Discord and see.
Plus 300, which I'm going to be honest, I'm a little mad that Hoove waited until after to bring this up. Plus 1,200 on a quarterback to win Rookie of the Year is, I'm not mad at that at all. There possibly should have been some money thrown that way. And Cam Ward was number one, right? At negative.
Probably. No, I think Genty was
originally
first. Yeah, because he was the highest skill position.
Yeah, what I was.
Cam Ward wasn't turning around the Titans to win Rookie of the Year.
I'm actually, New York doesn't let you bet on awards though.
Yeah, what I liked about it too was to give Hoove a lot of credit because he put them before the games yesterday, and then
he took the money on Shough in the preseason.
Oh wow,
right, but he was showing the lines before and then after.
Yeah. I love that he already had them screenshots ready.
Who's got receipts when it comes to Tyler Shough? Let me tell you.
Who's got it?
Who goes in and screenshots the odds before the game just in case my man balls out? I love that for him.
Yeah, Tyler Shough is plus 300 right now, behind Tedero McMillan.
Yeah, I hate that I can't bet on awards in New York. That is, they'll let us bet on just about anything, but we cannot bet on awards or the draft.
It's because the state wants their money as well. Let's get over to panic or chill the fuck out. The dud that was merely a blip on the schedule. Here's a list of some of the players.
I had to do this, Jay, because I came across a very interesting piece of information from this game. Mm-hmm. We said this before the season started. When they drafted Emeka Egbuka.
Real quick, the whole line here is that it's the Tampa Bay wide receiving core. We have not even announced that.
It's not even a individual from this core. It's all four of them.
Yeah.
Because when they drafted Emeka Egbuka, after Jalen McMillan went on his run last year as a third-round pick, they re-signed Chris Godwin. We knew Mike Evans was still there. You added now a fourth talent to this wide receiver room. Egbuka has balled out the beginning part of the season because they had literally nobody else. And since then, he's been absolute trash. Now, all four wide receivers are healthy and playing. These were the number of routes that the 4 wide receivers all ran in yesterday's game against the Panthers. Baker Mayfield had 30 dropbacks. Chris Godwin, 26 routes. Mike Evans, 24 routes. Jalen McMillan, 22 routes. Emeka Egbuka, 15 routes. They're treating him like a 4th-round pick with no talent. So I think this really does beg the question. Unless Mike Evans moves on, because, he's older, getting to that point, I believe his contract is up. They re-signed Godwin. They spent a 1st-round pick on Egbuka. They clearly like Jalen McMillan if they're playing him more than Emeka Egbuka. Where are we drafting Egbuka? How are we treating him and everyone else in this wide receiver core? Because Chris Godwin's going to be 30 next year.
You're picking Egbuka up off waivers in week 2.
I mean, honestly. Because these guys, it feels like these are all best ball targets at this point because they're cannibalizing each other.
It's 100, but that's exactly what it is. As the Bucs fan, I mean, when you sit here and you look at what the Bucs have done in the offseason, you're right. They re-signed Godwin. Yes, Mike Evans is probably is a free agent after this year. I don't think he goes anywhere. I think we do get him for one more year. I don't think he retires. He's looking to get that extra 1,000 yards, which unfortunately he didn't get this year with the injury. But the Bucs have invested $50 million in tackles, just the tackles. They've got another $33 million invested in the quarterback. You've got $42 million locked into their top 2 wide receivers. And then you've got the 1st round and the 3rd round in both Egbuka and McMillan. What's Todd Bowles want to do? Run the fucking ball.
Run the ball.
Well, they've won, 1 game of their last 7? Todd Bowles may not be.
Is it 1 out of 7 or is it 1 out of 8? I don't even remember.
Not a Todd Bowles problem.
I know we haven't won since fucking Halloween.
Hey, there you go. That's a fun stat. I will go back to the basis of this question, and it's, are we panicking or chilling on the Tampa Bay wide receiving core? And as a fantasy manager, I am panicking because outside of best ball, you don't know who you can trust. And then that raises the question, can you trust anybody not named Mike Evans, even in best ball? Because while Josh was talking, I was going through here. Over the last 5 games, Chris Godwin is the wide receiver 1 for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He is the wide receiver 32 in fantasy in that span. Emeka Egbuka and Mike Evans are literally 53 and, well, I was going to say 54. They're tied at 53, which is wild. They have scored the same amount of points in the last 5 weeks. Mike Evans has played 2 games. So this is very clearly Mike Evans' team. So the question becomes, Josh, if Mike Evans moves along, and maybe I should be asking Jay, but you're both down there, which one of these wide receivers takes his role? None of them are Mike Evans. Let's be very fucking clear about that. None of them are 6'5", 50-50 ball wide receivers. Who is going to get that role though?
Isn't Jalen McMillan 6'3"?
Yeah, the other side of that too is, remember the first 5 weeks or so that it was Egbuka, right?
No,
there
Mike
was no
Evans.
Chris Godwin.
Or Evans.
Chris Godwin and plays the slot primarily, which is where Egbuka thrives.
There you go.
It's not the Mike Evans if Mike Evans comes back. It's the Chris Godwin comes back problem. And it's not it's a good problem to have. But when you're looking at this offense, even if all of them stay together, this offense should be scary for people to come and play against. But when you're putting up 20 fucking points because you want to run the ball 40 fucking times and not pay, you're paying these guys to get the ball out. You've got a decent, albeit, at the first part of the year, MVP caliber Baker Mayfield playing back there. Now, he's not been as good lately, but he's pressing. Like you said, they're 1-6 or 1-7 over the last 8. When you're pressing, you're going to throw a couple interceptions, and that's fine. He's not losing ball games, right?
No. And that's always been Baker's
Bowles, ultimately, it comes down to Todd Bowles and Grizzard, the play caller. They're just horrible. They are absolutely horrible. When this team, look, we can sit here and talk about it for days, and I can anyway, because it's absolutely asinine to sit here and watch, especially as a fan. But when you've got this amount of talent, and even when they're injured, the other player steps up or whatnot, you're looking at Jalen McMillan is going to end up taking over the Mike Evans role. And then again, you're looking at Ibuka taking over the Chris Godwin role if they leave. But if they leave, these guys are. It's just a fucking mess.
I just want to throw one other quick thing out, Jay, just to piss you off a little bit more before we move off of this.
I mean, why not? Let's fucking go. Come on, Ryan.
This is something I've kind of hit on in the past, though. When you have these, and I'm not going to sugarcoat this, genius offensive coordinators on your team, maybe you stop letting them go to other teams and interview, and you make them your head coach. Be like, look, we can't afford to lose Dave Canales. We can't afford to lose Liam Cohen. So I'm sorry, Todd Bowles. I want my offense in check. And I know no team does that. No team fires their head coach to keep their offensive coordinator.
Should.
I'm starting to believe that there are a lot of teams out there that should have fucking done that.
Well, here's the problem is that because the way that the NFL works, a team can block a coordinator from interviewing with another team only if they're interviewing for a lateral position.
Yeah. Not
a possible promotion. So like the Bucs literally would have to be like, hey, Cohen, we're going to be moving on in Todd Bowles for, in a couple of years. We want to keep you in this role. Like, which is kind of what the Patriots did to keep Gerard Mayo after Belichick.
Oh, but I'm going a whole nother role with it. I'm saying they should have been like, sorry, Todd Bowles, we can't afford to lose. Yeah. They should have fired Bowles on the spot and hired Cohen. Don't let him out of your building.
No, I mean, that's fair.
100%. I mean, even though they did offer Cohen and he agreed to.
I forgot all about that.
Which I think once you agree to that, you should have to stick it out.
He ignored all of their calls for 24 hours while he took the Jacksonville job.
Yeah. But props to him. I mean, he's one of 32. So
exactly,
give him the props.
Yeah, you're not going to fault a coordinator for taking that job, but
and it is something that we said in the season last year. Quarterback whisperer, and he's proven that with Trevor Lawrence. Because I mean, fucking Trevor Lawrence ain't done shit, and now look at him.
I do want to quickly say something about Dave Canales and the Panthers. One part that has driven me nuts, and everybody who's watched the Panthers is going to recognize this. Bryce Young is so small. He literally disappears when the pocket forms. As the pocket forms around him, especially when they were wearing all black like they were wearing yesterday, I just saw a ball flying through the pocket. And I'm like, where even was Bryce Young when he made that? He's so fucking small. I love the kid. I really do. And I wish the best for him. He is so small. It is ridiculous.
He's the same size as he was when he was born. Remember him saying that?
That's very true.
All right, let's move on. Get away from the Bucs because goddamn, we could spend the rest of the fucking week doing this. Player Marvin Harrison Jr. Go ahead, Ryan.
Josh wrote the notes. I always like to let Josh read the notes.
Josh, go ahead.
Yeah. I mean, look, I know he's been hurt of late, but he has not performed like a top wide receiver, and he was the first wide receiver drafted in the 2024 draft class. Yes, the Cardinals are a mess. Maybe they change head coaches. Maybe they change offensive coordinators. Maybe they don't. Maybe they bring in a veteran. Maybe they draft a rookie. I don't know what's going on. But when you're looking at 2026, do we think that Marvin Harrison is going to have that third-year leap? Or are we just like out on Marvin Harrison because he was the first guy drafted and hasn't popped yet? Because I'm going to use this as a comparison. Look at the cornerback position from a few years ago when Derek Stingley was drafted 3rd overall and Sauce Gardner was drafted 4th overall. And Sauce Gardner popped early.
Yep.
And was, the Texans fucked up. They drafted the wrong corner. And now you look at those two. What is this? Their 4th year?
Mm-hmm.
And I think everybody would take Stingley over Sauce Gardner right now.
Played his ass off yesterday. Stingley did.
Right? So I don't know that I'm ready to ride off Marvin Harrison, but it seems pretty clear to me that he as a player does not fit with what this offense wants to run. And if they truly want to get the best out of their investment, Drew Petzing's got to go.
So you have outlined my argument. I was going to say that I am chilling the fuck out on Marvin Harrison, but it is contingent on Arizona showing me they are ready to build an offense around Marvin Harrison. And that is truly what's not happening right now. And so, Chris, we just pop Chris up right here because this is exactly what I was going to say. Step one is, are they moving off of Kyler Murray? And Josh, you said in your notes, is it a rookie or is it a veteran? I don't care as long as they show me they're willing to make changes. And those two changes have to be offensive coordinator, Kyler Murray gone. If those two things happen, I'm on Marvin Harrison. If either of those two things don't happen, I'm off Marvin Harrison.
Yeah, I mean, I think right now I'm out on Marvin Harrison Jr. as a whole. I was not in on him when he was drafted. I was all about Malik Neighbors.
I was gonna say, you really were. I remember that, and you were one of the ones who were even putting Rome Odunze and him on equal grounds. So,
yeah, that's what it comes down to. And now, again, what are you gonna do? You've either got to bring in a vet, because I mean, a rookie. You see what's. I'm out. I'm out. He's going to have to prove it again. So
yeah,
let's get over to the chat real quick. Obviously, dropping Judkins. Which running back should I target on waivers?
I'm going to be perfectly honest. Have not even glanced. You got to come back tomorrow for that one, Zach. I'm sorry. I know you'll be with us. I'm
sure.
Have an answer to give you.
I'm sure Ramondre's probably on a lot.
Yeah, Mondre's a good one when you look at injuries. Shit. If Dylan Sampson went to IR, or is he just out?
He was just out. But
Pierre Strong.
Well, Dylan Sampson has shown chops as a receiver with Shadur Sanders, and that's what makes him interesting if he's back.
That's true, but you got to look at what they're Sanders and what's the other guy? Williams have also ate into a lot of that with
that's a good point
being out. So I don't know how much I want to trust Sampson right now.
I was going to say Rocket Sanders.
Yep.
That's the other one that
I have held him on like 5 different taxi squads this year.
Initially, he signed as a UDFA with the Chargers. They released him. He ends up on the Browns practice squad, and he got. I mean, and that's the thing is, like, a lot of people liked. I believe he came out of Arkansas. A lot of people liked him coming out, and he just fell through the cracks because it was a deep RB class. But
South Carolina,
that's what it was. I knew it was an SEC school, but. Like he's got some run. Like he's not a bad running back at all, and he looked like he had some juice.
Michael Carter may have gotten mildly overlooked this week. He should be better next week against the Bengals. I'm just trying to run through teams in my head, but yeah, I'll have much more information tomorrow.
They're running backs that you probably don't want to start. Let's just call it a spade.
And that's exactly what I said on last week's waiver show. Is you're fucked.
Trone, which one is more reliable? Yahoo has him with a 65% chance to win. Fantasy Pros app has him with a 74.7 chance to win. Only asking for his mental well-being.
I'm going to guess that I'm somehow involved in the Fantasy Pros app, so they're more accurate. So them.
At the end of the day, most of they're all projections. They're not 100% accurate. So,
and let's be also clear. I joke that I'm involved. It's all AI now. It has nothing to do with anything. Nobody is accurate. I know and love a lot of the analysts over at Yahoo. If I thought they were involved in that percentage, I would definitely say Yahoo. They're not. It's some proprietary algorithm. So nothing's accurate. You're going to win though.
Let's get over to the Monday Night Football game and talk about some of the lines over there. It's the 49ers favored by 5. Colts at the Colts over under a 46.5. Get over to Underdog, sign up with code WOFF, claim your free pick and first time deposit offer up to $1,000 in bonus cash. Also, this morning I was looking at it. They do have some gimme picks on there. Make any player's line a 0. They're also giving out 40 and 50% profit boost for tonight.
Nice.
So yeah, I do like those.
If only they would let me do it in New York.
I do have yours on the card tonight, and we'll go over that here in just a minute. Overall for the year, 2-1 last week, 32-20 overall, 19-6 run over the last 8 weeks, and I don't hate that. Anything above 500 when you're playing this fucking stupid ass game of betting is good.
Your goal as a bettor is to be 55%. You're profitable if you're at 55%. So kudos to you, Joe.
100%. I did something this week that I don't normally do, but I did take CMC with an anytime touchdown. Look, McCaffrey put up four-game touchdown streak on the line tonight. Last week, the Colts held Kenneth Walker and Zach Charbonnet out of the end zone. but they've given up at least one rushing touchdown to running backs in each of the previous 6 games. McCaffrey's good to go with the back injury. I don't see any problem why he shouldn't get plenty of work on Monday night. Ricky Pearsall, I believe, is out as well. And with that being the case, he's also going to reemerge as the leading target getter, as he's done 6 times already in 2025. I will drop the other 2 legs or 3 legs. I don't remember how many I got on this one, into the Discord as soon as the show is over. But you guys have a couple of lines that you like. I like it, Ryan. What you got?
Yeah. So I was a little surprised at how high this number was. I am taking the lower on Jonathan Taylor, 98.5 rushing yards. I don't understand the concept behind this line. He has not hit this in 4 games. If you haven't paid attention to Jonathan Taylor's season, he gave us that gift in week 10, 244 yards, 3 touchdowns, went on by, and then came out and is not averaging 4 yards per carry. So last week, his first game with Phillip Rivers, 25 carries for 87 yards, 3.5 yards per carry. He had 3.5 yards per carry the game before that, and he had it one other time 3 games ago. So I'm not a huge trust of his efficiency. He's facing loaded boxes. The volume is going to be there. The yards may not be in it. At betting on him to get 100 yards tonight, the 49ers are only allowing about 90 yards per game. Only 3 backs have hit 98 on them this entire season, and only one of those games is since week 4. Now, I want full disclosure. It was last week. So if you're looking for a trend, maybe the 49ers got worse, but I'm going to look at it as one bad game out of their last 10, and Jonathan Taylor's not hitting 100 yards tonight.
Josh?
I love how we both went lower, Ryan.
I noticed
and I feel like every time I go lower, it blows up in my face and the guy gets it by halftime. But I'm going Juwan Jennings lower than 57.5 receiving yards. He's only hit this mark twice in 12 games, which feels wild that his receiving line is this high. But I feel like it is simply because Ricky Pearsall is not playing. Mm-hmm. He's only hit this line once in his past 10 games. 10 games, and he's only hit this once. Yes, he is their wide receiver 1. I use this in parentheses because he's clearly the 3rd option in this passing game behind CMC and Kittle, who are the ones that are moving the ball down the field. They look for him a lot in the red zone. He had 2 touchdowns last week, but again, only 37 yards, I believe it was, on like 3 catches. Career lows in yards per target at 6.7 and yards per reception at 11.2. I get it. This Colts secondary sucks. Kyle Shanahan has his offense, and that's what he runs. He doesn't exploit matchups. Yeah. He is the cockiest motherfucking play caller in the NFL.
I just don't see it right there too.
I don't see it.
Smartest man in
which
the room.
Tells me he's going to hit it by halftime, but still.
Christian McCaffrey anytime touchdown. Juwan Jennings lower than 57.5 receiving. Jonathan Taylor lower than 98.5. Is that right? Jesus. That $5 pays out 22 on Underdog. So go hit those. Anything else in the chat we need to look at, guys?
Nope.
Nah,
right, cool.
Everybody was ready to get out of here.
Don't forget, tomorrow at 11 a.m., get wiretapped.
The final waiver wire episode of the season. Not that I'm excited to have my Tuesdays back there. Love you guys.
And don't forget that there are 3 games Thursday, Christmas Day.
Yeah.
2 more on Saturday. Make sure you hit that like, hit that subscribe over here on YouTube. If you're on
Actually, let me do a quick programming note just for everybody. DFS this week, because it was so popular during Thanksgiving, Austin and I are going to put out a Christmas slate and a main slate. Now, the Sunday main slate is only 9 games, so that's terrifying. But we will have a Christmas slate episode. I believe Austin dropped the Christmas. He may drop it tomorrow because we're recording.
I was going to say, drop it tomorrow. That's perfectly fine. No sideline banter this week. Sam and Tate have some family stuff that they're tackling. So we'll have wiretapped at 11 a.m. So be sure, stay on the channel because, like I said, drop that Thursday slate, that Christmas slate.
Yeah.
A lot of action there.
There you go.
Make sure you hit that like, hit that subscribe over on Apple, Spotify, or any other podcast platform. Hit that follow button. You'll never miss anything. Make sure you join us over in the Discord. And until tomorrow, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Holidays, all that kind of good, mushy, juicy stuff. Enjoy your day. Let's win a championship.